What's happening, guys? It's the Halloween special of Saturdays Are for the Boys. Ooh! I'm here with Sassy, and my name is Sami. This is episode 3. We missed last week, so today it's going to be a little bit longer. And we're going to see maybe we like this format, maybe we don't. And yeah, happy Halloween. It's a little late, but...
If only Halloween could have been on a Saturday. Huh?
Right. Fridays are not for the boys.
No.
It's Saturdays only. So, yep. But here we are. We got some new tech. We might get the opportunity to show off in a minute.
No, hopefully.
So, the reason we missed last week was because Sassy was in England.
Yep.
Tell us about England. Tell us, I don't know.
All the stereotypes you see online are true.
Like?
The streets are kind of dirty.
Are they really?
Okay, well, that's a negative way to start it. I mean, it's not a bad country.
The streets are dirty.
It's not a bad country. We got about 1 day of sunlight. Every other day was cloudy, but the weather was pretty temperate. It was good. It was actually, I think, warmer over there than it was here.
Really?
Just by like 5 degrees, I believe. It was fine.
Yeah, it's cold now here in the Midwest. It's like I go outside for 5 minutes and I'm freezing.
Yeah.
And tonight I got like a dinner party, or not a dinner party, but it's like a Halloween party thing that I'm going to with my lady. So that's gonna be fun. Dressing as a mobster. She told me not to wear the costume, so I got these handsome elf ears.
Yeah.
That were supposed to go with her costume, but they don't exactly match her skin tone. They don't match her complexion. So
I guess that's...
So she's not using them. But yeah. So...
I mean...
Let me turn this off. Spam calls. Have you been getting a lot of spam calls?
That doesn't really happen to me, to be honest. Like, I don't really get spam.
Really? Yesterday, for Halloween, my special gift from the world was more than 30 or 40 spam calls.
On Halloween.
On Halloween. And it's I feel like it's because I've just been going around applying for jobs and stuff, and they just take all my information and you sell it.
You give your phone number and they just sell your info. They do that. That's how it is.
Well, that's a good topic, is companies selling our information. I think that should be 1,000% illegal. I don't think there should be any contract you can agree to where, they shouldn't even be able to add it to the terms. That they can sell your data and sell your information. That's crazy to me.
Well, they usually don't tell you that they sell it. They tell you that they collect it, and then that's kind of... whatever they do with it is basically none of your business.
Right.
And that you have no say in it unless you, delete your data.
Yeah, and it's why does, an app from the App Store require access to my other applications?
Yeah.
There's only a few apps that work in tandem with other apps, and those ones usually don't even request.
No, they just do it usually. You just set it up and it works.
So it's basically just a scam. I mean, I always say no to it, and if they require it, I just don't even use that.
Just uninstall that shit.
Right, I'm sure there's an alternative. But yeah, they make millions of dollars, a lot of these companies. I bet you that's how Indeed makes most of their money, is selling their clients information.
Probably, yeah.
Because what? They're not getting a cut off of every person that gets an interview from Indeed. So it's how do they make money?
Exactly. How can you keep a company like that open with those servers? They sell your fucking data.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if they do, but I'm assuming they do.
Well, it would be a weird coincidence that I applied to 10 jobs, and then all of a sudden I got 100 calls.
100 fucking spam calls.
None of them from the employers, by the way. I haven't gotten a single call from employers, even though I've applied to I think 30 jobs in the last week. I have not gotten no, that's a lie. I got one from a fitness place that I was trying to get a job at, and the guy he's oh, are you available today for an over the phone interview? And I'm yeah, I'm available until 5, and it was noon. Guy never calls me. I text him the next day. I'm available today to talk as well. Radio silence. It's tough out
He
here.
probably HR probably intervened and said that they didn't want you. Any company that has any sort of human resources department, we need to abolish human resources departments. I'm just saying.
It's like
Did you hear about what this one huge company, I forget who, did you hear about what the HR was doing?
what was HR doing?
They
At which company?
I don't remember which one, but it wasn't that long ago. What they did, they set up a thing where you'd send an email for an application and they would pretty much always auto reject. It's ridiculous. It's like there's just like I think there was they had like buttons like you could reject with email back.
An entire HR team was terminated after a manager discovered that their automated system had mistakenly rejected all job applications, including their own.
Exactly, dude. It's ridiculous. It's out of hand how these people just get paid to like fuck around and reject applications.
Right.
What even is the point then? Just say you're not hiring.
Right. Like
They only do
a lot
they
of
only do
them-
that for the listings.
I forget what the reasoning is. I saw like a couple videos on it where basically it's like they get some sort of benefit from like having their applications open but not accepting anybody. Like really they have no positions open, but they put a spot out on the internet just to test the water to see what kind of candidates are in their area so they can get ready to replace, their hardworking employees with new candidates who are taking lower pay and things like that.
Yeah, when their hard workers that are currently at the company have a mental breakdown and they have to fire them.
Yeah. We're getting to the point where we're gonna have like Foxconn in America in the next 10 years.
Yeah, they're.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna bring industry back to America, but you still won't be able to feed your family working in that industry. That's
Yeah.
gonna be brought back to America because the guys at Walmart don't feel like paying people right, and the people at it like with the EBT that's going on. 70% of people who collect SNAP and EBT and stuff like that work full time. I mean, yeah, some people abuse the system and shit like that, but they're not the majority of people who are on the system. So it's like, I don't know. How can you work in a full-time job and not be able to pay for your expenses? That makes no sense to me. Like, I can understand Walmart paying people like $15 an hour when they're like 16 to like 21. Maybe like to like 18, 16
yeah,
to 18.
For entry level positions, that's like but like at some point it's just like.
But at the same time, how does Walmart pay someone a living wage to push carts?
Well, that's kind of the thing.
That's kind of the thing. It's like their profit margins are more than high enough to easily pay everybody a living wage that works for them. But it's like, and they should, but then it's like, these people are cart pushers. It's like,
you scan items at a checkout.
Is that a living, like,
is that
is
really
that a job
career?
that's a job that should be done by robots? It's like Amazon workers, how they're like unionizing. What are you unionizing for? There's no like maybe you get impaled by a forklift, at your job. I mean, that's like one of the only like occupational hazards is like jumping in front of a forklift.
Well, I guess there's also
because like what else do they drive
working conditions,
That's another job I feel like that needs to be done by robots. It's like,
yeah, why are we getting AI to make music and to make photos and videos? Why are we not using AI to make these jobs obsolete so people can go and make art?
right. I mean, like in Ireland, they put out a thing. I think it was like $1,500. I'm really not misquote.
£1,500.
It was like a fund for artists. They offered a program. Under the program, 2,000 selected artists will receive $1,500 a month, no strings attached, just for making art. Street art, and that includes like carving sculptures and just making the place look beautiful. Like, we have such a big country that it's like, how do you even? We have such a big country. It's like there's enough work for everybody.
I mean,
There's enough work for everybody, but not everybody can be an engineer, and not everybody can be a scientist. And so it's like, how do you make sure that everybody's fed and well taken care of while also working? It's you do things like that, like the Creative Ireland grant scheme, you know.
mhm.
So basically, that way, people are making the country more beautiful. You could do things like, you know, at the bare minimum, like we said before, just, you know, have people doing community service and stuff. Because it's going to get to the point where there's so many jobs being taken over by AI and the population is just growing every single day. It's not sustainable. So you have to open up like new opportunities for people in already existing fields. It's like, why doesn't every building have beautiful sculptures on it? You know, how do you do that? You give artists who make sculptures a living wage, doing it through the government. You know.
I think part of the problem regarding the living wage and stuff is that we've as a society we've progressed to the point where, because we outsource a lot of our manufacturing and stuff, most of the jobs that are being done now are useless and completely skillless and don't do anything. Like working at a fast food restaurant or a Walmart.
Yeah,
is
it's like how are you gonna work? How
yeah.
do you work at a fast food? Shouldn't be a thing. At least like how it is. Like with mega corporations running fast food, I don't think you should be able to have a fast food chain that goes out of state. You know, and that's how you keep it livable, because then you have a small crew. You know, a McDonald's really only needs like 3 or 4 people in it working, right? If you have 10 people working, you can't pay everybody enough, right? So you just lower the amount of workers, but then it would become more difficult, and people don't want to deal with difficulty. You know, you got to do more while you work at McDonald's or work at Burger King or whatever. We need more mom and pop fast food restaurants, because it's like, then it's just like it's the owner and like maybe his kids or something, and then they work together and they're able to feed their family having a fast food place. Fast food is a career. You know, you can do fast food as a career, but not working for a mega corporation. You'd have to open your own business. But the way the market is right now, you're almost guaranteed to fail. It's like something like 90% of businesses fail in the first year, especially food-related businesses, because it's like you could fail one health inspection, and McDonald's will never fail a health inspection because they sterilize their food. You know, so it's like you can't fail a health inspection when the food literally has no microbes in it. You know. Oh, my ear fell off.
Oh,
That's okay. So it's like we need, I feel like, more mom and pop, small businesses and things like I've been saying, we need more self-employment.
More
in this country.
Yeah.
But as someone who's tried to be self-employed,
That shit's hard.
it's harder than hell to be self-employed. You know, especially because a lot of people go into like industries they don't know anything about, and it's just like, yeah, I like food, so I'm gonna open a restaurant. And it's like, you don't know how to run a business, you don't know how to make food that's like, you know, up to par. Maybe it's good enough for your backyard barbecue, but it's not good enough for the general public. You know, and so, and then also, you know, cutting corners and all that. But I mean, something's got to change with the way the average working population is. I feel like we need more small workshops and small factories and stuff. One of the things I was talking about with Dominic, my brother, your brother, which is a shame. We wanted him to be on today, but couldn't make it. And so what I talked about with him was like, imagine if at 18 years old, you were just like given a car by from the government, and they were just like, this is your car for the rest of your life. And like if they designed cars in a way that they were modular enough where every single person is a mechanic of their own car. And it's like, do you want to have your car be faster? Okay, upgrade, make it better. You know, if you want it to look a certain way, do that. You can do that. It's completely, you know, and lower regulations for that kind of stuff. So as people are just driving around in their like homemade shit boxes.
It's gonna look like fucking Cyberpunk, dude.
Right, everybody's got their own car. I mean, it's the same, like maybe like a Prius or something frame, and then like you just build on that. You know, you want to add more to it. You want to make the frame bigger. Weld some more attachments to it. Make it possible so you can turn it into a
treating this shit like it's a pipe weapon in Fallout 4, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, imagine that. Then everybody's a mechanic. Because I was I saw this podcast with the guy who made Oculus, and one of the things he was talking about was like how we don't really have factories here in America, and so like with wartime comes, we don't have the capabilities to manufacture new armaments and new materials and things like that. Like if something happened between us and China or us and Russia or something like that, they have a much stronger industrial infrastructure than we do.
They do, yeah.
And it's like especially China, because of just like how many missiles they can churn out every day. We can't keep up. But I mean, one nuke would end the entire war, because then everybody would send nukes. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
No, we don't need nukes on China. 2 missiles at the Three Gorges Dam and we win.
Right.
But they would probably send nukes in response, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the like CIA docket that came out that basically implicated that Einstein didn't die of natural causes but was rather killed?
What?
Yeah, in 1955.
When did that?
Because he became inconvenient, and so he died of quote unquote cancer. In the actual like CIA or FBI or whatever docket, they basically were just like, yeah, he became too resistant, and so he was dealt with in quotation marks in the actual paper it says cancer, and they describe like a couple other people like that. Maybe I can find it.
You need to look that. You need to get that up.
Yeah.
Dude. What the fuck? I never even heard about that.
I saw it the other day. Well, the FBI did investigate Epstein as a spy for 5 years.
Einstein, bro, not Epstein.
I mean, yeah, Einstein. Not
Epstein. I mean, I'm sure they did that too. They're both Steins. Where did you even see this? Is this like did you see this on Instagram Reel?
Yeah, it's probably bullshit.
Oh, probably. From a burst abdominal aortic aneurysm.
What? He had digestive issues. I don't know. If I see it, I'll add it in post. If I can find it, I'll add it in post. That's something I saw. That they implicated basically he didn't die of natural causes, that he was murdered. But I don't know if that's true or not. So, like we always say, take everything we say with a grain of salt. So yeah.
I mean, shit. I wouldn't be surprised, but.
Back in there. But
the CIA and the FBI.
Same thing with like the JFK file. That's one that I actually read the file, and they were like, they tried to like erase any mention of Israel or the Mossad in their involvement in it. They're the CIA
They redacted
files. Oh my god.
This is going to be a long read. Maybe you could just look up JFK files Mossad.
But I don't want to like look up what I'm looking for.
Do not contain any evidence or documentation linking Mossad, so they say. I heard about this though when it first came out.
I mean, this is pretty crazy shit right here. This is not exactly what I was talking about. Oh yeah, check this new tech. Boom! Files. Okay, let's read this. I want to... Killing of U.S. diplomatic personnel in Karachi on 8th of March to gauge Lashin's response after launching into a homily about how the Prophet had called for murder. Is this the one I'm looking at? Yeah. Lashin went on to spin a series of typically paranoid Arab conspiracy theories. He suggested that the assassination of JFK and Anwar Sadat were somehow the work of the Israelis, who always sought to disrupt the relations between the U.S. and Egypt. It's almost like how they're trying to disrupt the relations between the U.S. and Iran right now. Kind of interesting. He suggested that the Israelis like to play the fundamentalist card whenever pressure is mounted on them to make concessions. And also, this is archives.gov. This is not Wikipedia. This is not some bullshit. This is the government.
This is a government.
This is a government article.
Yeah.
Well, not article. This is released documents from like the 1950s. To this one, I'll try and find it real quick. Remove mention of Israel.
A resurgence of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. I just call it basic logic. JFK files strengthen theory of Israeli clique and U.S. deep state.
I don't know.
With redaction.
I saw like the actual file. It was like 80 pages, and I skimmed through it, found the section.
They probably redacted
170,000 records. It was like a letter from someone to someone, and they were like, we want to make sure that all mentions of Israel and the Mossad are removed from this case. They didn't say anything like, oh, the Mossad were directly responsible or Israel was directly responsible. They don't say anything about that. But basically what it said was, we want all mentions of Israel and the Mossad to be removed from all files related to JFK. Whatever that may entail, whatever mentions that there are in the over 170,000 records, according to the government, NSA.gov, 170,000 records relating to the JFK assassination. So, yeah, there's quite a few. Did you hear about how J.D. Vance apparently was like grabbing up on Charlie Kirk's ex-woman? And how she was like grabbing up on him too?
No, I didn't hear about that. J.D. Vance is cheating on his Dindu wife. Okay, that's me. That's
You're gonna get us like.
JD Vance's.
You're gonna get us banned.
JD Vance's Indian wife.
Is the hug? I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen it.
Was he giving her a hug where he's like grabbing low?
He's like grabbing on. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll show the video. This is the video that everyone is up in arms about. We're gonna see if there's a reason to be up in arms about it.
Yeah, is this actually?
Because I'm on neither side. I think both sides are bullshit, and that they're both in the hands of elites. So it makes no difference to me. But this is just, I want to see, is Erica Kirk really throwing away her husband for Mr. J.D. Vance?
Vice President of the United States took the stage in Oxford, Mississippi tonight. His appearance comes as Turning Point USA makes a stop on its...
What?
It was like a 1 second hug. These people on Instagram, I saw these people, they're like, yeah, it was really awkward how long he's hugging her. And his wife is in the audience. It's literally...
The Vice President of the United States
starts at 2 seconds. That's when first contact is made, and she makes first contact.
Took the stage in Oxford, Mississippi tonight. His appearance...
I don't like that look on her face, though. That is kind of very, very strange.
That is a bit weird.
So it was a 3 second hug. Who cares about a 3... Okay, the length is not an issue. The look is a little strange. He looks like he's not even paying attention to her. He looks like he could give a shit about her dead husband or her.
Comes as Turning Point USA.
Like he doesn't look like he had any intent or anything, because people are like, oh, he's like grabbing on her butt and like doing.
Like, bro,
no, he's not. And this is the first time I've seen the video, by the way. So
this shit is funny as hell.
He didn't do anything.
People always blow this shit so out of proportion for no damn reason.
That hug is so inappropriate.
That man is married.
She bounced back so quickly. Bro, look at the look on her face.
As Turning Stage took the stage in Oxford, Mississippi tonight.
Back of his head.
His appearance.
I don't know. But she also did compare her late husband to J.D. Vance right before this, too. So, I don't know if it was right before, but she did. I saw the video. What the fuck is that? I don't want to go to the New York Post.
Fuck the New York Post.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Mushy hug.
The mushy 2.5 second hug.
That's crazy. Comparison.
Here, this is the comparison.
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband.
Why do we got like the horror movie filter of one India?
It's like
one India news.
Dude, it's like the
zero comment.
It's like the Bollywood editing where they repeat.
Dude, they have 2 million subscribers, but only 185 views.
It's botted.
This is bots, bro.
Yeah, Chinese bot farm. So they're jaw dropping, and she said, "Yeah, JD Vance, he kind of reminds me of my husband." Either
way, the whole thing is a little strange, and I don't think. I have a feeling that she's. Because the circumstances under which they met was very weird. They met, like, I think at like a social event or something that he was at that had like government officials and stuff.
I don't know. I'm not keeping up with the Kirks, to be honest.
Keeping up with the Kirks.
I don't really.
How did Erica Kirk?
They met initially during a brief meeting at the opening of Turning Point USA headquarters in Phoenix, where she applied for a job.
So she applies for a job, comes out of nowhere, and so they met.
Okay.
All right. Isn't it also weird that on Erica Kirk's first appearance, on like what was it, like a beauty pageant or some shit?
I don't know.
Yeah, she was a beauty pageant, and for Miss Arizona USA 2012. And so she won the crown or whatever, and then, which at the time Trump was running the pageant. So it's like they're all like, if you notice,
everything
is
linked all the time.
It's like, it's a really weird thing because it's like I grew up, right, and it's like oh, you could do anything you want. You could do anything you want. You can become president. But all of the presidents that we've had are genetically related. Except for Trump. And they've all also, like, since at least JFK, since after JFK passed away, every president since JFK died has I'm pretty sure all of them have gone to kiss the Wailing Wall, which is a Roman temple. It has nothing to do with, like, it had
it's not even...
No, it was a Roman military base. It wasn't even the Jewish temple of whatever that they try to claim it was. It's a Roman temple. Or not Roman, it's a Roman barracks or some shit.
Some bullshit like that.
And, like, why do all of our politicians they just sent, like, all of Congress on a, like, thing, like, if you notice, right before, okay, Charlie Kirk dies on, what, September 10th, right? And then 2 days later, all of Congress goes to Israel to go and, like, pledge loyalty to our greatest ally, who provides nothing to us other than maybe a little bit of some intelligence, and also sank the USS Liberty, killing a couple American soldiers, a couple that was Israelis. So I don't know. And so it's like.
So I don't get that.
Like everybody's like.
Why?
You gotta be, like, in the game to even have a chance.
I just don't understand why, as a U.S. politician, your job is to represent the citizens of the United States, right?
Supposedly.
That's.
But if you go,
like
all these videos of them going up to politicians and going, "Is your loyalty to America or to Israel?" And they won't answer the question.
That shouldn't be a question.
There shouldn't even be a pause before they even finish. Is your loyalty to America or to Israel? They should have said America.
Is your loyalty to America? America.
There's no question about it. My absolute loyalty is to America.
I can't comment on that. And so it's like,
I can't comment on that. What do you mean you can't?
What are you talking about?
Well, it's because they take millions of dollars from AIPAC every year.
Unless you're that one politician who took $7.
Yeah, they took, like...
He got, like,
some of these people sold out on America for, like, $20.
Yeah, what's his name? Was it Mike Johnson or something?
Senator Mike Johnson.
I don't want to, like, say him because I don't know.
But there were a couple.
He's like $15 from AIPAC, bro. What did they buy him? McDonald's?
They bought him a lunch and he sold out.
They took him to lunch and he sold.
Whoever it was, they sold out for, like, less than, like, any amount of money that somebody
folded under zero pressure.
They folded for no reason. They wanted to work with Israel. But it's
also like
strange.
You're supposed to be representing the United States as a politician. What does that have to do with Israel? And why would you ever go there to kiss a wall? Could you imagine if every year in the summer or around like September, the Chinese forced one of our politicians to go to the Great Wall of China wearing a conical hat and kiss it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What would we think of that?
Yeah, or go to Moscow.
Go to Moscow and kiss like one of the Orthodox church walls or something.
Right.
Like
they'd be up in arms, and that's
people
Christians.
Would be fucking crying.
And that's Christians. They'd be up in arms and crying and saying they're colluding.
They go to Israel.
But when they go to Israel,
where
they're our greatest ally. They're our greatest ally, and that's why every single politician has to convert to Judaism, and not Orthodox Judaism. Talmudic Judaism, which is Zionism. It's not really Judaism because they don't believe anything that Moses ever taught them.
Yeah, exactly.
They believe in everything that Moses told them not to do. That's like the whole Talmud. The Torah is like pretty much the same. It's the Old Testament to the Bible, right? So it's like if you've read the Old Testament, you've read the Torah more or less. And there's a few things that are missing because they added things and they removed things, and the rabbis look at things differently than the popes do and shit like that. And so, but the Old Testament is more or less the Torah.
Mm-hmm.
And the what they had to go off of was the 10 Commandments. Dude, the 10 Commandments are nowhere present in the Talmud. So it's like
dude, these are the Zionists are the people, so Moses threw one of the tablets at the golden calf statue and shattered it. These are the people who probably went and picked up the pieces and tried to put it back together.
Right.
They moved the tablet aside and grabbed the gold.
It's this group of people who, like, for whatever reason, are just, like, hanging on the backs of Orthodox Jews, trying to make them look bad, and do all this shit.
They're just hanger-ons, man.
Like, they like... And then... I don't know. A lot of them have, like, really bad genetic issues and things like that. It's like... It's a very, very, very strange culture, religion, and, like, people that kind of follow it. Because it's like the people who really follow it are the Ashkenazis. And those are like... It feels like all these people, the only way to, like, get in is to, like, have your son or daughter or you marry one of these people. That's, like, the only way you can actually get in. Because it's like... I forget if... I don't want to misquote and, you know, have people up in arms.
Have somebody
What,
in...
I don't have a space bar anymore?
Visit Wikipedia. Jared Kushner. All right, go to Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia. Early life.
So this is...
Wait, go early life. Down just a little. To a real estate developer and convicted felon. His historical grandparents were Holocaust survivors. Every single time. Modern Orthodox Yeshiva High School.
So like Ivanka Trump is married to Jared Kushner, right? Jared Kushner, his dad was a convicted felon and a real estate developer who was friends with Bill and Hillary Clinton, like close friends with them, right? Attended several dinners with them, is the child of Holocaust survivors. This is Wikipedia, you know, it's Wikipedia, teachers tell you not to use it, but it has a signature, so I think it's pretty good.
It's even got a
But it's
signature.
like, when did he get married to Ivanka?
2022. I think. Right? Or what was it?
And Kushner was the senior advisor to the president, to Donald Trump. This is like the bullshit. And 2017 is the same year that Donald Trump converted to Judaism. What are the like? It's like a lot of things are very strange, and it's like you gotta look at it. And it's like, who are these people? Who are these people who just get to like pick and choose who the next president's gonna be, basically? Because it's like, I don't even know. It's just like, you just like, it's like you got to be like related or have like know somebody. You got to be in with somebody to like be able to do anything.
It's like a club.
Like if you want to do construction in Illinois, you basically have to have ties. You have to be half Italian at least to do construction in Illinois. If you're going to do any construction in Illinois, you have to have ties with the mob. That's why Pritzker has, like, because I was talking with, like, people and stuff, and they're like, oh, you know, Elon Musk, you know, all his $500 billion is tied up in fixed assets. But Pritzker is not. Pritzker, all his money's liquid, yeah, because he's a mobster. He keeps his money in gold bars, probably.
Hidden under his bed.
He probably keeps them in gold bars under his bed. Like, he's a fucking mobster. He steals money from the DMV. They're all criminals. The last, 3 governors of Illinois were all criminals, all went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
This is a mob state, and we live in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I try to do construction and shit. You can't get permits unless you know somebody or you are somebody. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? I'm a hardworking guy, I want to get a job, I want to work hard. You can't unless you know somebody, So it's difficult. It's very difficult. Because it's like, if you're not in the inn, you're not gonna fucking do anything with yourself. No matter how creative you are, no matter how, skilled you are, if you don't know the right people, you're not gonna fucking do anything in life. And it's just horrible to know that. That I just, if I don't sell out, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna be struggling for the rest of my life if I don't sell out. So it's like, do you sell out? Well, no, because I'm going to hell for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I guess some people think that 80 years is worth more than an eternity. So, and who knows? Maybe that eternity will be nothing.
We really
I don't know, and I don't really care. All I know is that it's wrong. That certain things are wrong, and that you shouldn't be doing certain things. Like a lot of the things that the Talmud commands their people to know. And to do, there's some. I don't think I'm gonna read anything, but I can pull up some quotes from the Talmud.
Here we go. Avodah Zarah 37a.
Don't read it. I'll just have you guys read this.
Just highlight it. It's in the highlight, dude.
It's right here. A Gentile girl. This is everything the Old Testament speaks against. But these people claim to be Jewish. How? These people are not Jewish. Everybody. These people are Zionists. They're not Jewish.
They're riding on the
These
coattails
people are riding on the coattails of Jews, so that way, when the shit hits the fan, everybody hates the Jews. But it's not the Jews, guys. It's the Zionists who are riding on the backs of Jews, saying that they're Jewish, but they're not Jewish. They're Canaanites. They're Canaanites, guys.
They're literally
people
Canaanites.
Who worship Baal and Moloch. The literal... Bro. You know the reason why they sacrificed children to Baal, right?
Why exactly?
It was so that the winds would be favorable when they set sail for war. That's the reason. That's the reason that they sacrificed human children to a statue.
That's not as bad as the Aztecs, who were just drugging.
How do we know that the
people.
Aztecs weren't doing the same thing that they're doing?
They are. The Aztecs were doing worse, dude. They were literally
Well, they would pull people's hearts out and shit.
Please make it rain.
Yeah, but I mean, those were uncivilized people. These were people who were given the words of God through Moses, and yet they still chose to go against whatever they were taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
And literally wrote a book that goes against everything that they were taught.
See, people, they try to argue. You'll notice they argue, the Talmud, it's not official. It's just debates between rabbis and stuff. What is there to debate? I think the 10 Commandments are pretty damn clear about what you can and can't do as a Jew, right? And so if you're debating whether you can kill Gentiles when one of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not kill,
right?
What exactly?
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal.
What is?
But in the Talmud, you are commanded to steal from Gentiles. You're commanded to harm Gentiles. You're commanded to never help a Gentile. So what does that mean? If these people, let's say hypothetically in a hypothetical world, these people truly are all Zionists and they follow the rules of Talmud, that means they are commanded by their religion to not help you because you're not Jewish. What the fuck? And then food stamps are cut. You put two and two together, and they're starving people to death. Whether you agree that people should or should not be on SNAP or EBT, a lot of people need it because of the way this fucking economy is horrible for the working class. The only people this economy is good for is for investors, like the people who live in Singapore now. Mm-hmm. It's all investors. That's the only people. The only people who are living decently right now are investors. People who invest in things. But that's not a skill. A skill is making something with your hands. A skill is making a meal, that feeds a hungry person. That's a skill. Putting money into things and loaning money and chasing loans and having them chase you, that's not a skill. That's scurrying around like a rat. You know what I mean?
That's rat behavior.
Why do they live better than a man or a woman who works 60, 70 hours a week? I'm not saying I do, but a lot of Americans work 60, 70-hour weeks, busting their ass, doing incredibly unsafe work, and they're living worse than people who are literally just taking 0% interest loans out of the bank because they have certain connections and are of a certain group. They're able to get 0% interest loans because another thing that the Talmud says is that the Jews cannot charge other Jews to interest. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing, right? So if you just happen to, you're in the right group of people, you basically have unlimited money. And not only unlimited money that comes from the people who put money into the bank. So literally, the working class is funding the ability of people to take 0% loans. I have a very simple solution to all of this. Everyone needs to take all of their money out in cash. And all of a sudden, everything will go back to normal. Because they can't, I don't have much money to my name because of the fucking crazy shit that's going on in my life. But either way, if I took every dollar I had out, and he took every dollar he had out, and my father took every dollar he had out, and everyone who watches it took their dollars out of the bank, and everyone in America did. Well, first of all, not everyone could because that's not how it works. They don't keep all that money. But also, they wouldn't be able to give out loans. So it's like, because how do you give out a loan? You collect cash, you help people spend money. It's like how Robinhood is now becoming a bank. It's like all these companies, they start as like investment websites. Oh, you can invest, you can do this, and we'll help you out, and you do this and that, and you put money into the system. And then once they have enough money, then they start loaning your money out to other people. Mm-hmm. And they become a bank.
It's literally they're just banks, dude. That's it.
Yeah, the Robinhood has pretty much become a bank now. Because they give loans, I'm pretty sure now. Well, I mean, any service that offers stock options is a bank. Mm-hmm. Because you know what stock options are, right? That's basically... And stock options are like one of the worst things. Because basically what people will do is... With a stock option, I'm pretty sure it's like for every dollar you put in, but you have to have depending on the service, you have to have like $5,000 or $10,000 that you put into it, right? And then with that $5,000 to $10,000, they give you 100 times more options. So if you put $5,000 in, you have the options of someone who has $500,000. Right? So if you lose that money, now you owe them $500,000. But what people do is a lot of the inside trading, they'll take stock options and short stocks. That's one of the most evil things you can do, is short stocks. Because literally all it does is take jobs away from people. You're making money off of getting people fired.
Literally human suffering turned into money.
Yeah, and that's how most of the Congress, that's how most of Congress, most senators, that's how they're all millionaires and how they're living in nice houses. Not because they're doing what the American people who elected them to their position tell them to do, but rather because they are forcing people out of their work to make money. That seems a little ridiculous to me. I don't know, it seems a little scandalous to me. It seems a little ridiculous to me that because you have a little bit more money than me, you get to fuck me over and take my work away from me and do these things. And not only that, you make money doing that. So there's an incentive to do that, to hurt people. It's crazy.
We are like fast.
We have an incentive to literally hurt people. Look at ICE. I mean, I think something has to be done about the illegal immigration problem. But at the same time, sending people out with guns to go and, flashing their guns and putting guns in innocent people's faces, that's horrible. So they're literally incentivizing hurting your neighbor and hurting other Americans so that way you can make a buck.
Well, they're not Americans.
But they've arrested many Americans already.
I mean, they released them.
They released them and then said that and then gave them assault on an officer charges.
Well, that's unrelated, just corruption. But
no, that's what they're doing to people.
No, yeah, but that's...
So now you become a felon and you have a permanent record. Because you've assaulted an officer because you resisted being arrested. Which is a constitutional right. If you believe that you're unlawfully being arrested, you have the right to resist. So everybody knows. So everybody's on the same page. If you stand on this land and you are being unlawfully removed, or anything like that, you have the right to resist as an American citizen.
Oh, also?
I don't know about for non-American citizens, people who, hopped the fence or dug a tunnel to come here. But for people who are born here or came here through a legal port of entry, if somebody tries to arrest you and they don't identify themselves and they don't tell you what they're arresting you for, you have the right to resist.
Oh, also?
Always remember that.
Also, I don't know if
Happy Halloween.
I don't know if this only applies in Illinois, but you don't have to show police your ID. If they don't tell you what you've done, like if they can't name a crime that you've committed, you don't have to show them your ID.
No, you don't.
Like so if they.
But if you're driving a motor vehicle, you are required to show that you have a driver's license.
But if you get like stopped on the street, if you just ask them, have I committed a crime? And if they can't name one, don't show them your ID. You don't have to.
Right.
And
if they try to arrest you, resist, because they're going to give you an assault on an officer charge anyways. Because they've been doing that to people.
Well, I mean, there's no guarantee that they'll do that, so
it's no guarantee, but that's what's been going on. There have been several people who are American citizens who got arrested and detained by ICE and released within 48 to 72 hours. But as soon as they're released, they're given that charge. They're released with that charge. So that now they have to go back to court and they have to deal with all that bullshit. So even if you're found innocent and you don't get it on your record, you have to pay for a lawyer and court fees. Even if you don't pay for a lawyer because you're too broke to, or if you don't want to because it's a bullshit charge and you know you're not going to get arrested or put down for it, you still have to pay court fees. So no matter what, the justice system makes money. Which is another thing. I don't think the justice system should be allowed to charge people anything. If you want to have a private lawyer, that's on you. But you're paying the lawyer, not the justice system. How can you pay that? When you pay the justice system for being there, you're incentivizing the justice system to arrest people.
That's incentivizing corruption. That's
incentivizing more people being arrested. Mm-hmm. Whether or not they're committing a crime or not is another aspect. But it incentivizes arresting people. Because even if you get arrested and just have to go through an arraignment, you still have to pay court fees.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're only just given an arraignment and they release you on bail and then drop the charges, they'll send you a thing in the mail, like a hospital fee.
Pretty much.
Saying, yeah, you have court fees because you took up a judge's time for something that you didn't want to be there for, but if you hadn't shown up, you would have been arrested.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't want to be there because the bullshit charge, but if I don't go, then they'll put a warrant out for my arrest. So it's
it's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
I'm not taking up the time of the judge. The judge is taking up my time.
Right.
That's his job.
I think if you're found innocent for a crime that you were arrested for,
they should give you
what? You should receive compensation for every day of work that you missed.
Mm-hmm.
If that means you're held for 59 or 60 days, you should get 60 days of reparations.
Mm-hmm.
If you're held for 48 hours, that's 2 days of work. Whatever your salary is, you should be able to go and, or money, however much money you make on a daily basis, based on your hours, you should be able to send a claim to the judge for wasting my fucking time. If you're found innocent. If you're found guilty, then no, fuck
Yeah,
you.
I just don't understand the logic behind it. How can I be wasting your time when this is your
incentive.
job?
Right, and there's a huge incentive for people to plead guilty, because a lot of people can't afford the court fees, even when they're found innocent. But when you're convicted, you don't have court fees. When you go to prison, there's no more court fees. No, but if you're released on probation, best believe you're gonna get 10% of whatever you put up for bail goes straight to the county. Specifically in DuPage County, and I know that for a fact from personal experience.
Fuck DuPage.
Because someone I may know had a $500,000 bail and $50,000 bail was put up because 10% is required, and they took $5,000 in fees plus court fees. The $5,000 was a bail fee. So you fucking robbed someone for no reason. Because the county doesn't pay for the inmates. The taxpayers do.
Yep.
So they're not coming out of their pocket to fucking host the people at the fucking they're not going out of pocket for the inmates. The people pay for it. So what are you collecting court fees for? The people pay for the judges, the people pay for public attorneys, and the right for people to have public attorneys, that's a part of taxes, right? Is being able to have a public attorney, right?
They pay for the upkeep
people
of the
pay for it, right? And they pay for the inmates to be hosted, right? So what the fuck are the fees for? And they're literally getting commission to fuck with people. Like how when you go and you work at a dealership, you get a commission to sell cars. Judges get a commission to put people in prison. Isn't that fucked up? Like, I don't know how that's not considered completely inhumane and corrupt. That, the justice system incentivizes arresting people.
The founding fathers would have been watering the tree of freedom with a lot of blood if they were around today.
Yeah. But not all the founding fathers were in favor of the First Amendment, right? Some of them thought that if you spoke against the government, you should be able to be punished. So it's not like everybody was on the same side.
No, but I mean that they were able to.
But the founding fathers only made up like 3% of the colonial population. The people who actually overthrew the British were only 3% of the population. But also there weren't cameras on every other fucking street corner. Not every other street corner. Every street corner and between the street corners, there's a camera now. I don't know. I think, it'd be maybe wise for people to start going around with, maybe a black spray paint can or a white spray paint can that's legally sourced. Go and pay for your stuff. Don't steal it. And you just give it a little pss, on the cameras. Because who are they watching?
Why are they watching us?
Why are they able to monitor people who are not committing crimes? Who gave the government permission to monitor people who are not actively committing crimes or under suspicion of committing crimes with a court order? Because up until like the 70s and 80s, before Reagan got into office and then Nixon with the Patriot Act and stuff, before them, they'd have to get a court order to monitor someone, even just to tap into their phones. Now, your phone is tapped
constantly. Yeah.
It's not a matter of is my phone tapped. It's my phone is tapped. Every phone in America is tapped through the manufactured chip.
Yep. They're required to have
They're
backdoors.
required by the U.S. government to have backdoors on every phone. So if you have an iOS or an Android or a Huawei, if you bought it here in America, they have a backdoor into your phone.
Yep, and they.
So you know. So it's like, why does the government have a backdoor into a product that I paid for, that I paid sales tax on?
And this also applies to computers.
Computers, yes, they have backdoors into almost every CPU.
And it also does
manufactured.
And even if this also applies for like computers themselves, they can like I forget what they do exactly, but for people of interest, whatever that means, if you like buy a computer off of Amazon.
Oh, they'll intercept it.
They'll intercept it, tamper with it, whatever they're gonna do, and then let the delivery go to your house.
Yep, there's been thousands of cases of them. Like, if you order a pager or you order something online, anything online that's an electronic device, and you're a person of interest, they tamper with it and put devices in it to track your. They put keyloggers. They put all kinds of things, so they can keep an eye on you without a court order, mind you. They don't have to get a court order.
You're just a person of interest.
You're just a person of interest, and when it gets to the post office, they turn it over to their local, FBI, and that's why your package is delayed every single time you order it, because you're a person of interest.
And they're tapping your shit.
Right. That's why every single time you order, shit's late, because you're on a list, buddy.
Mm-hmm. You probably
because they intercepted your package, had to take it back to their office for 2 days,
fuck with it.
That's why. And this is something that they've done. This is not like conspiracy theories. This is something they openly do.
This is like one of their procedures.
And everybody for whatever reason, not everybody, but the people who at least get to make the news and who are also possibly mostly handpicked. They all seem to really like the idea of it's safety. It's safety.
It's for the greater good.
It's for the greater good.
Anybody who says something is for the greater good is lying their ass off.
It's to protect the people from major terrorist attacks that could take thousands of lives. Meanwhile, Bill Gates is talking in TED Talks about how to reduce the human population. How does one go about reducing the human population?
Killing people.
Killing people or making them infertile? And some people nowadays are choosing to become infertile, because of the vasectomies and hysterectomies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a person's choice. But when Bill Gates was giving out vaccines to Africans that made them infertile, hundreds of thousands, because what he told, here's what happened. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation went to Africa, right? And they're like, yeah, we got lots of food, we got lots of water for everybody, but first, we need to give you a shot.
Yeah, you guys.
You need to take this vaccine.
You got to get your vaccinations up.
And they lied to them and they said, it's for this thing or this thing, but really, it was like AIDS half the time, and the other half of the time it was just like chemical castration.
Pretty much.
They just literally chemically castrated like hundreds of thousands of African women. Like the Tuskegee experiments.
The Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
The syphilis experiments, where they took unwilling subjects, injected them with syphilis, and watched what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that the American government that did that?
Yep.
So when anybody ever says, "Oh, the government wouldn't do that,"
best
believe they already have.
They already did.
They already have previously. You just don't know about it. And who knows how many... Okay, let's just take MK Ultra for an example. There's a lot of crazy shit if you read the files. And that's only 30%, because the other 70% was incinerated.
Not 30%, it's like 10%, isn't
really?
it? It's
I thought it was 30%.
It's like 5% or something like that.
But they destroyed most of the MK Ultra files to hide what was being done. And the shit that's still available is insane.
Yeah,
it's there for you to look at.
Yeah, it's
Please
declassified.
Take the time. If you fucking are unhappy with this country and the way things are going, please do some research into how fucked up this country was before we were born, let alone now. With 340 million Americans in it, I cannot imagine how fucked up some programs that the government has are. regarding children, regarding test subjects, unwilling test subjects. I bet you there's quite a few with children, with adults, going on currently, today. I bet you there are at least a few experiments that are going on with unwilling subjects. I don't know what that entails, but it could be some shit like what Mengele did. Like how they Project Project Paperclip, or what was it? Operation Paperclip,
something like that.
Let's talk about Operation Paperclip. That's the one where they, right after World War II, they saw these Nazi scientists who had literally been disemboweling people and trying to sew extra limbs onto people, like Mengele was trying to do. And what they did is, they brought in more than 1,600 German scientists who were just doing all this crazy shit, and were like, if you tell us what you did, full amnesty. You won't be punished. You won't be doing anything. And then half of them joined the fucking CIA and conducted MK Ultra. So it's like, what? We have Nazi fucking scientists who ran horrible human trials in this country.
Nazi became NASA and CIA.
It's crazy. I'm gonna get some more real quick. You keep telling. You can here. Why don't you pull that up? Operation Paperclip.
So yeah, 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former.
Second scene.
Yeah, 1,600. More than that, really.
We don't really know how many exactly.
Several were confirmed to be former members of the Nazi Party, including the SS or SA.
Isn't that crazy? That we have literal Nazis.
With the dual aims of leveraging German expertise for the ongoing war effort against Japan and to bolster U.S. post-war military research.
Right, this was during World War II.
July 20th, 1945.
So was that before or after World War II? When were the Nuremberg trials? Like 1948?
I think.
1948, I think, right? 1945.
46.
Starting in November. So basically, they told these scientists, hey, the Nuremberg trials are coming up. You guys are going to be fucking hung. How about you come work with us instead? And they're like, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Wow,
and they
really?
fucking
Yeah.
came here immediately. Dude, they didn't even have to and not to mention all the Nazis that fled to fucking Argentina.
Oh yeah.
Like
the theory.
There's some. That's not even a theory. It was confirmed. They caught them.
Yeah, they caught some.
They not caught some. They caught hundreds of Nazis in Argentina, who went there on U-boats and shit, and then crashed into the ocean, just would swim to the fucking bays, and they just become parts of society. There's a lot of crazy shit that this country's done. My only regret in the 2024 election was not voting third party. I should have voted third party. There's no future in the two-party system. As we have it, there is no future for the American people, in my opinion. I don't see how it can work, because both sides are funded by AIPAC and are funded by super PACs that are owned by large corporations like Walmart, so that they don't have to pay people living wages. So it's kind of absurd to me that I don't think that we have a future as things are, as the status quo is going. My generation, we don't have a future. So something's got to change, guys. And I'm not saying anybody should be hurt or anything like that, but how do you defeat misinformation and all this shit? By just spreading proper information and by literally just talking about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the people who are committing these atrocities just allowed to walk around the streets?
They should be fearful.
How do we call it a justice system when the people who are hurting the most people, torturing the most people, are never convicted? How is it a justice system?
It's not.
It's like what they were doing right after 9/11, where they were torturing and murdering prisoners in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some pretty horrific photos that have come out, and like one person was punished for it, and they got like 2 years. 3 people.
3 people.
It was like one lady. She got like 2 years probation,
Mm-hmm.
and then for literally, like, there's a picture of her standing next to a dead body, smiling and like giving thumbs up to the camera, after like. And they were doing horrible things to the prisoners, sodomizing them with broom handles and fucking awful things.
Dude, the infamous you know the infamous wizard photo?
Oh my god,
dude,
the wizard
that
photo. Can we
poor
even
guy.
show that?
I mean, there's nothing.
I mean, we're
graphic
definitely
going
never
on.
gonna have monetization on this channel
Definitely
because
not,
of all
but-
the shit that we talk about.
I mean, it's not a
But-
graphic image. Let me see if I can pull it up.
You can find it pretty easily. Yeah, Abu Ghraib. Oh my god. The atrocities that American soldiers committed on people.
The hooded man. Like, he's not bleeding or anything, but like...
Wasn't it like they put water on the floor
Yeah,
and
what they did-
connected electrodes to him so that when he
They
stepped
put-
down he'd be electrocuted?
Yeah, they put like...
But they put a trash bag over his face so they couldn't see.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what they did basically. They wired him up. They put like saline water on the floor and attached a fucking wire with a high current on it. And
Yeah.
that was the entire thing. That he had to stand there until they decided to let him down.
Yep, things like that. I mean, just horrible, horrible shit that they did at Abu Ghraib. And other places that we don't know about.
And look, there's just this fucking guy right next to
Just
him.
chilling.
He's lighting up a cig or something.
Just chilling.
He doesn't give a fuck.
They would put bags on people's heads and beat them half to death. I mean, it's just horrible, horrible shit that this country has done in other nations under the guise of spreading democracy.
Mm-hmm.
When we're not a democracy ourselves.
No.
We're a republic that's supposed to have democratically elected officials who listen to their constituents.
We're a constitutional democratic republic.
Another thing to remember, and a great saying, I think, is corporations are not constituents. What does that mean, Sami? What do you think that means? Corporations are not constituents.
Corporations aren't people.
Corporations don't get a vote. I don't care how much fucking money they give to people, they don't get a vote. If the guy at Walmart wants to go vote for Trump as an individual and go cast his vote, that's completely fair. If he wanted to vote for Kamala, that's perfectly fine. I don't care. But when he is sending millions of dollars lobbying Congress, lobbying the president, lobbying senators, their vote is counted. How does a corporate entity have more of a vote than any individual in America? That makes no sense to me. Because now we have the same thing. We're really heading down the same path as Weimar Germany.
Mm.
Because what are they doing right now? They're starving Americans. So, okay, what's the solution? Either a major uprising, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, or we head down the Weimar Germany route, which is 70 to 80% of the population become prostitutes. Including men and children. I mean, we could pull up that thing again. That is like the 14 different types of prostitutes you could find in Berlin.
I mean, do you think that would get us banned?
It'll probably get the video. I wouldn't be surprised if the video gets taken.
This video is they're gonna probably mark this as not for kids.
I don't care if it's not for kids or not. This is not for kids. This is for adults. This is an adult conversation. We're both adults, and we're having an adult conversation. This is... Yep, it's an article called "The Sexual Decadence of Weimar Germany," and it's basically an article that was written by dozens of different people who visited Berlin and Germany during the Weimar Republic's rule, which is right before the rise of the Nazis. Right? The Nazis were in reply to what was happening in the Weimar Republic, which was the decadence and the destruction of their culture via bankers, which they say were Jews. That's what the Nazis claimed, that they were all Jews. Whether or not that's the case, I wasn't there. I don't know. But that's what they tried to claim, right? And they pointed the finger at the Jews, because it is true that people of the Jewish faith made up most of the pornography and distribution, producers and directors of porn, even nowadays, is mostly conducted by Jews. Most of them also Zionist Jews.
Yeah, we got the I got the thing pulled up here. Let's see. So, 10-year-old children.
This is British historian Sir Arthur Bryant's account, or is this, who is this? George Gross?
I think so. 10-year-old children turned tricks in the railway stations. A group of 14-year-old Russian girls, refugees from the Red Terror and Stalin's communist slaughterhouse, managed to make a lucrative living in Berlin as dominatrices. Little girls were freely available for sex, not only in child brothels and pharmacies, but could be ordered by telephone and delivered to clients by taxi like takeaway meals.
Read the next line. That's even crazier. If you thought that was crazy, get ready for this next sentence.
Particularly bizarre were mother and daughter teams offering their services to the same client simultaneously. Mel Gordon writes, one French journalist, Jean Gaultier Bossier, described in sickly pornographic detail the creeping horror of feeling a 9-year-old girl's tiny but proficient fingers stroking his upper thigh while the broken-toothed mother covered his face with hot sucking kisses.
And that's not, we haven't even gotten to the 14 different types of
That's not even, yeah, that's...
We haven't even gotten to that section.
Where is it?
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Let's go through the list.
All right, so
there were no fewer than, I'm going to read this section.
All right.
There were no fewer than 17 different prostitute types in this brothel city. 8 outdoor types and 9 indoor ones, each with their specialties and slang terminology. For the outdoor prostitutes, we have control girls, legal prostitutes checked for venereal diseases. Okay, so that's like how if you're going to do prostitution, that's how it should be.
Regular red light district.
Regular adult women who are consenting and tested for venereal diseases. Half silks. Part-time amateurs with day jobs as office workers, secretaries, and shop girls. So basically, life now.
The equivalent of women who have OF nowadays.
Basically, the women who have OnlyFans nowadays. Evening and weekend workers, grasshoppers, lowly streetwalkers who gave hand jobs and stand-up sex in dark alleys. Newts, boyish teenage girls who worked for pocket money after school without their parents' knowledge.
Yeah, that's like...
Now we're getting into the kids
We're getting
section
into
of things.
like the bad shit.
Boot girls, dominatrices in shiny patent leather boots who offered to stamp all over their clients.
That's not necessarily bad.
That's just weird.
That's
just weird kinky shit.
That's just weird shit.
Tantian girls, chic mother and daughter teams, fashionably dressed, who offered their services to men who wanted threesomes. So incest was a big part of Weimar Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And not only incest with a mother and daughter. Oftentimes the daughter was a minor, a child, a 9-year-old, as Mr. Jean was describing earlier.
A 9-year-old.
Number 7, nunsies, heavily pregnant women who waited under lampposts. They were very expensive since they offered an erotic specialty.
Again, that's not really
that's
illegal.
Just fetish.
That's
just
really
weird.
That's really fetish. Weird, but that's
just weird fetish shit. It's not illegal, and that's to each their own.
Now
Gravel stones, hideous hags with missing limbs, hunchbacks, midgets, and women with various deformities. The most common German word for them was Kies. In other accounts, they're referred to as Steinhorn.
And that was just the outdoor. That was
we haven't even gotten to the ones that fuck inside.
No, these are just the people who fuck on park benches and alleys.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, when you go back to the Tonsian girls, the chic mothers and daughter teams, they were doing that shit outside. Indoor prostitutes, shantas. Low-grade Jewish prostitutes, mostly Polish. The first people who attacked Germany, right after, that's where the false flag terrorist attack came from. It came from Poland, and that's why Germany started the war and went again and invaded Poland. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's interesting. Mostly Polish Jewish women were prostitutes as well, who picked up their clients in railway stations. Fosses, or French for vaginas.
Epic.
Elegant females who discreetly advertised in magazines and newspapers as private masseuses and manicurists. Nothing too crazy.
Not evil.
That's not
just
crazy.
Weird.
Demi-castors, or half-beavers. Whatever. What?
Half-beaver?
Young women from good families who worked in high-class houses in the late afternoons and early evenings. So literally, no matter how fucking hard you worked in Weimar, Germany, you had to be a prostitute. And that's... What are we seeing nowadays? Women are being forced. First, they were forced into the workforce during World War II, conveniently around the same time that the Weimar Republic fell. Not to mention the fact that quite a few predominantly Jewish prostitutes from the Weimar Republic, when the Nazis rose to power, came to America and became famous actresses. There's many cases of that, and I'll pull that up in a minute. So, women entered the workforce, right? They doubled the tax, right? Now, men and women are working 40 hours a week, which should be more than enough for a person to live. 80 hours between the two of them. That's a lot of fucking work between two individuals. It's for 80 hours a week. People should be able to live. But they can't. So women are selling their bodies online, and it's much easier to say, oh, it's online, it's online. No, either way, you're still a prostitute.
Yeah, you're a prostitute.
You're still a prostitute.
You're selling your body sexually for money.
Right.
That's prostitution.
Whether or not anybody's touching you or not. But they try to use it, like...
Oh,
let me just look something up real quick.
I just read that last part there.
Yeah, let me... Who is the founder of OnlyFans?
Tim Stokely. All right, time to go to early life.
Let's look up Tim Stokely's early life.
Born in Harlow, the youngest of 4 children from Guy Stokely.
The son of a retired investment banker.
Every single time?
Every single time. Why are they all children of investment bankers? Like, it... And then, at the same time, I wasn't there in Weimar, Germany, and I can't tell you what the fuck really happened, right? But we do know a lot of these people are born to investment bankers, nowadays, right? Who did Mr. H have a problem with, mostly? Aristocrats and investment bankers. The people who funded the fall of the nation he grew up in. In his eyes, at least. Because in some people's eyes, everybody being a prostitute and everybody having sexual diseases, including children, that's... some people think that's okay, and, so, to each their own. But Mr. H thought that
was
most people being prostitutes, including men and children, was not okay.
And animals.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the animals yet,
dude.
Because bestiality was a big part of it.
Let me read this. We don't have to show it. Luigi Barzini, in his social memoir called The Europeans, described what he saw, basically. I saw pimps offering anything to anybody. Little boys, little girls, young men, libidinous women, animals. A story went the rounds that a male goose whose neck you cut at just the right ecstatic moment would give you the most delicious frisson of all. as it allowed you to enjoy sodomy, bestiality, homosexuality, necrophilia, and sadism at one stroke.
Gastronomy, too. As one could eat the goose afterwards.
Yeah, so now you fucked and you come in the goose, and now you're eating it after you killed it. That's what they were doing.
I also heard that there was a similar thing with, like, Ed Gein. Like, where he would, like, slit women's throats and stuff, like, right before, like, he would finish.
Something like that. But
so it's, like, just, it's sick, demented shit. In my opinion, and also in another individual's opinion who overthrew that government and rose to power, he also thought that this shit was sick, you know? And that's really what kind of led him to that. It had nothing to do with his grandmother. Which, isn't it also strange that he comes from a Jewish family?
Mm-hmm.
Why does everyone influential in history come from a Jewish family?
Yeah.
Even the bad guys, the good guys, the bad guys, everybody comes from a fucking Jewish family. Why? We were taught that Mr. H came from a Jewish family and he hated his grandma or whatever. But either way, he still came from a Jewish family. Isn't that strange? That everyone is involved with a Jewish family who ever comes to power in any nation, except for, like, Middle Eastern countries, before we overthrow them, rather.
Before we install a
new government for them.
States and probably Jewish.
You know, so it's let's go back through a couple.
Oh God, you want to read?
We didn't even go through all of them. The table ladies, ravishingly beautiful escorts of exotic appearance, came with the reserved table and an inclusive nightclub. Clients had to be fabulously rich in order to afford these cultured conversation of these high-class call girls who accompanied the caviar and champagne and who later unveiled their charms in a sumptuously furnished chamber of delights.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's just rich people paying for sex.
You should skip these and go straight to the medicine.
Where? Here.
Number 8. Well, racehorses, yeah, but medicine. Talk about the medicine.
So.
It's number 8. There it is.
Okay. Number 8. Medicine. Child prostitutes between the ages of 12 and 16. So called because they were described as medicine in pharmacies. So you could go to your local pharmacy and book a child to fuck in Weimar, Germany. The same Germany that Mr. H overthrew and destroyed because he believed that it was wrong to do these things. I mean, that was part of his reasoning, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he was just a crazy guy and, he hated his grandma.
Totally.
And that's the only reason he did anything, just because he's a crazy loon
and all the
who, got rejected from art school for drawing beautiful, really ugly paintings in a time when people were really only interested in drawing pornographic images.
And also,
because if you look up art from 1930s Germany, most of what you'll see is child porn, 2, drawings of women who have been decapitated or otherwise killed after sex. There's many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can even show this shit.
Dude.
But just look up 1930s Weimar Republic artwork, and it's all there. It's all there, and they still have private exhibitions nowadays. I showed Sassy this a couple months ago. There was this auctioning website. You remember that auctioning website?
I think I can have it. I can pull it up on my phone right now.
I can pull it up for you guys. They still have this shit going on. Nothing has changed. They're still prostituting out children to this day. The same people who were doing it back then.
Yep, here it is.
Whether they were of any religious faith or not is irrelevant. It's the same individuals who come from investment banker fathers who are doing the same shit.
Yep, here it is.
We
can't show this, though.
Why not? There's no...
Dude,
it's public.
Literally, we can't show this, alright?
Oh, I'm gonna show it because... I'm gonna show it because people need to see this shit. People have to see this shit. What?
It's Christie's. Christie's auction. Yep, that's it. And this is...
You have to type in a very specific...
Jake and Dino Chapman.
So if you go to this website, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can find what I'm looking up. So you know I'm not fucking bullshitting anybody. This is a website called Christie's.com. And they sell rugs, and they're an auction house that sells old paintings and stuff.
Exotic items. You know?
Exotic items to rich people, right? Then there's a lot of these out there. But this is one that I found through through a video. What's
Jake and Dino Chapman.
One word?
Multiple. Chapman. Yep.
So if you type this in,
before we do this, if you're sensitive to this sort of thing, look it
Yeah.
up. But because this shit is crazy, all right?
let me see.
Here it is.
Let's look at the sold items. These are every single one of these 102 items.
The number 2 item. A child with a dick for a nose called fuckface. Zygotic. We can't.
I can't even. Like, I feel numb looking at that shit. It's so fucking horrendous. Why are people not more upset?
Why is this auction house not being burned down?
Why has this auction house not... I'm not advocating for anybody to do anything. But after seeing this...
How do you feel about it?
And people... These are not things that are just like sitting there on the website.
These were bought.
Every single thing that you just saw was bought by a fucking rich person. Now, it doesn't say who bought them, and that's none of our business. But either way, these things are selling for $50,000 to $200,000. That's not me buying this shit. That's not Sass buying this shit.
That's not you. It's not you buying this. Who is it then?
Who has $50,000 to spend on a painting or a sculpture like that?
Yeah.
Of people being dismembered, of children in horrifying, horrible amalgamations and things like that.
How is this even art?
This is not art. This is sick shit. Happy Halloween, guys. You're seeing some scary shit this fucking Halloween.
The spooks are coming.
Happy Halloween. The spooky shit's coming out. This is the fucked up shit of this world. And it's like, I want to keep this fucking podcast as positive as possible because we're supposed to be spending time together. But how do I stay positive when I see this shit everywhere? And it's like nobody notices. And the people who do notice don't say anything. And the people who do say something are getting punished. So, I don't know. It is unimaginably sickening, the things that I just showed you. And I probably will have to blur them in post.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how fucking absurd they are. That people are buying these things. Children with phallic objects for faces. Children cut apart and put on tree branches. What? That's not art.
That's not
and
art.
Okay, since we already showed that shit, I guess we can show 1930s. Weimar.
I mean, yeah.
If you notice, it's all surrealist shit. Just like what they're trying to put as this is what our art is supposed to be like. In like, I don't know. Here, let me try and find one. But it's just like, here, literally.
There it is.
No, but this is like, could be biblical. But what about this?
Yeah, this one.
Like, what about this? Like, how do you explain this? Just they have a weird fascination with perversion. And clearly, so do the people who are buying those items off of Christie's.com. And I implore you to go, if you're an adult, I implore you to go and look up Jake and Dino Chapman on Christie's.com and take a look through their sold inventory.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanity that more people don't know about this and that more people are not upset about this. Not to mention the thing the other day, or like last month, where they found like a bunch of fucking black children naked in a school, and they were trying to smuggle them into buses, and the police wouldn't come, so the parents had to step up and actually go there, and they were recording it. And their children were running out of the abandoned school to their parents and stuff, and there were people trying to grab them and put them in vans and shit in a black neighborhood. No, but it's not on the news. I'll see if I can find it.
We definitely can't show that, though.
Well, if there are naked children in the video. I don't think there are actually naked children in the video, but I remember people saying that some of the kids were naked. I don't even know what to look up.
What do you look up to even find that?
Kids kidnapped in school.
Go to website you love.
No, this might be it.
No.
I saw the video one time and I could not find it after that. I don't know. I'll try and find it for the next episode. But just there's so much sick shit going on in the world. Something has to change, guys. Something has to change. Economically, and the fact that we're just letting this shit happen. We're letting people purchase art like that. Not only purchase, but even just making art like that should be a fucking crime. You should be killed for making depictions of children like that.
That's not even artistic
That's
expression.
not artistic expression. That's perversion of children.
That's just pedophilia. That's not even...
That's no different than some guy seeing a beautiful woman and creating a sculpture of her naked.
Which is a crime.
Which is a crime. You know, with her face on it and everything like that. How's that any different? Just because we don't know who these kids may or may not have been?
Yeah, I mean, what if these kids were real?
What if these kids were real?
Based off of someone.
Or based off of somebody, right.
That is a crime.
Like,
but we won't know.
And it's not just like 9-year-olds or like 16-year-olds. You know, if it was 16-year-olds, maybe they're just weirdos, they're perverts. That one with the dick on its face was like a 3-year-old kid.
That was like
That was a 3 or 4-year-old kid with a penis on its face.
And the painting, too, the name.
How does anyone explain that away? How can anybody explain that to me in a way that makes sense?
Can you make any sort of reason?
I would love for some fucking weirdo to comment under our page and please explain to me how the fuck it's okay for these people to make art like that and sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that the people buying it are not on a watch list, but we are. All of us.
Yeah.
We're all on a list and we're all being tracked. But it's okay for people to do this shit.
All I'm saying, if I go into
But if I buy
house,
2 or 3 materials that are, you know, a lead up, a precursor to anything dangerous, I'm gonna have the fucking FBI at my door. But these people can buy fucking sculptures of children in compromising positions. Just completely fucking naked.
If I walk into someone's house, like I'm in their foyer, and I see some shit like that, like on a dresser,
shatter their jaw.
Nobody in that house is leaving alive.
That's how more people need to think. I don't know if it's something that they put in the food, or maybe it was the leaded gasoline that America had for 40 years and it fucking fried everybody's brains. But how are people not doing something? How are people not doing something? This is our way of doing something, guys.
We're letting everybody else know.
I'm already a felon, and I'm not fucking going to prison for something stupid. This is my way of informing people so that they can make their own educated opinions on how fucked up things are and how we need to change things. This is our way of telling you guys, do a little more research. It's okay to look. It's okay to look. You're already on a watch list.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever liked something Joe Rogan's made, or you've ever commented on something anybody's fucking really ever made that's somewhat controversial, you're on a list. And even if you're not on a list, your phone is already tapped and automatically monitored. So if you say certain keywords, you're put on a list.
They'll put you on a list, yeah.
So pretty much every American is on a list at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like completely mentally deranged and you're one of those people who's on like the insane lefts where they think like we should be fucking pulling babies out of women's stomachs without anybody's permission. You know, like those kind of people. Like complete psychos.
Yeah.
You know. So, I don't know. I think people just need to fucking wake up. What's the first step to do anything, guys? Wake up. But yeah, happy Halloween, guys. What do you think, Slim? Do you like this longer format? I feel like we got to talk about a lot more. And it flew by because we're at an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is good.
Yeah, but let's see. What's some positive news I've heard? China developed a bone glue that works really well. That's good news. The bad part about it is probably it'll never be on the American market. So it's like, what good news do we have? Peptides work really well, but they're trying to make them more or less illegal. So
this is good news for people who are born with like congenital HIV. They're actually coming out with an actual cure. Like now there's like
HIV.
Yeah, right now there's stuff like PrEP you can take, which will like it's like an immunostabilizer, which kind of works, but you have to keep taking it. This they're saying kills the HIV virus.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
that's good news.
So
that's
good
good
yeah,
news.
People born with HIV and stuff like that from their parents may actually get a chance to not have to live on medications. Stuff like that, you know.
Yep. So yeah. Anyways, I hope people see this, and I hope people are able to wake up to the fact that the same people who are removing your benefits right now and taking your food out of your hands right now are the same ones who are buying those statues and buying those paintings. Just remember that.
How much you want to bet that Pritzker has one?
I don't want to point any fingers at any individual person, but rich people are buying these things. And rich people generally have some sort of influence. Whether it's, somebody who's not a politician but is a part of a super PAC or whatever. Rich, elite people are buying these sculptures and believe that it's okay for them to have sculptures of perverted children in their homes. And these are the same people who are making decisions for you. Always remember that. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Saturdays are for the boys, episode 3. Let's see how fast we can get this video taken down. Have a good one, everybody.